actually, he isn't with me on today, but it's okay. He's on the call. I don't believe he thought that he had to speak. But anyways, hi guys. I'm Shaqueena, director Josh Busick in the Alderson Cloutier Delaney Pritchett hierarchy. And I've been with Symmetry for almost 2 years now, I would say. And it's been an amazing ride. And so often people ask me, how is it that you do what you do? Like, how is it that you keep such a high level of production and success within this company? And to be honest, it all started with a decision. I didn't get lucky. I didn't get handed anything. I had to completely shift how I thought. So it all started with a decision to shift my mindset from a demagnetized mindset to a magnetized. So you see, a magnetized mindset is a person who's full of faith, they're full of confidence, and he knows that he was born to win and to succeed. And when I say he or man, that just simply means human. Okay. So a demagnetized man is a person who's full of fear. It's a person who's going to be full of doubt. When opportunities come, this person says, hey, I might fail. I'm afraid to move forward. Or I can't purchase leads because I'm afraid that I'm not going to make any sales. I may lose my money. So this type of man will never get far in life because they are afraid to move forward. And um, I have to admit that I was that demagnetized man at one point in my life. I was. I remember after I got my license, I didn't want to buy leads because I was afraid of failure. I was so afraid that I was going to lose my money. I did not think of this thing as an investment. I thought of it as a job. And I thought that, hey, if I put my money to this business and I lose, I just felt like my whole life would come crashing down. And so it wasn't until I jumped on the call with and Edward Pritchard was hosted at call where I decided to do something different. That was the day in which I made a decision to shift my mindset. And that shift, it changed everything for me. So I started treating this thing like a business, like a real business, not like a side hustle. Stop waiting on motivation. And I started moving with discipline. Stop doubting myself and started treating my work with started trusting my work ethic because I've always been a hard worker. And I knew that if I could find a path that was like set before me because that system that Symmetry has, they've already laid out the path. You just have to follow. And if I had a system that was already laid out before me that I could follow, that my work ethic wouldn't be a problem. Well, my work ethic wasn't good enough because I hadn't shifted my mindset. I was still thinking small time. So we've got to stop telling stories about why we can't succeed. I don't have the right leads. I'm not a recruiter. I've never done sales before. I've told myself all of that. But you don't need permission. You just need a decision. And the truth is, you're going to succeed even when you fail. Yep, you're going to succeed even when you fail because failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. And so every no, every setback, every conversation is just molding you into the leader who can handle the next level. So when I changed my mindset, I started showing up different. I wasn't just hoping for a good week. I was building a great business. I wasn't just chasing clients, I was attracting them. I wasn't just winging it, I was working it, right? And so when you show up confident and as a magnetized man, those are the types of things that you're going to attract because wherever the mind flows, the energy goes. So if you show up and your mindset is tired, It's feeling worn. It's feeling like you're not going to be successful for the week or for the day. That's the type of energy you're going to have. And that's exactly what you're going to attract. And so I stopped working on, I love balance. I'm a person of balance. And I just couldn't understand why no one could help me understand the business. Like, I feel like before I start doing something, there has to be structure. I have to have a list, I have to have steps. And so when things are not balanced, I'm like thrown off severely. And when I stopped thinking about balance in my head, that's when things started to change as well. I understood that this was not a system of balance, that you have to just jump in. You don't have to know everything that you feel like you need to know. You just have to jump in and you have to just do some stuff, right? And so here's the part that I want you to hear. None of this started with talent. None of what I'm doing started with talent. I didn't have any previous sales experience. I was not very talkative. I had never talked to a lot of people on the phone. It all started with a decision just to go all in, a decision to just stop letting doubt be in charge. And now my production reflects that. My production reflects my mindset. And it's not because I'm better than anyone. That's not it, but it's because I made a decision to think differently. So if you're wondering how to grow, here's your answer. Just decide to stop overthinking, decide to stop sitting on your potential, decide to become the best version of you who already hits your next level. Because once that mindset shifts, then your money shifts, your leadership shifts, your results shift. So it's not about knowing more, it's just about becoming more. And it all starts with a decision. And a book that I absolutely love, this is like my fourth time reading this book, is called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And that book is everything to me. And that's why I read it so often. I just found out about this book maybe about 9 months ago, 9, 10 months ago. And I've already read it 4 times. And that's because it each time that I read it, it just reiterates who I am as a person and the power that I have within me to control my own destiny. And so just like I have the power within me to control my own destiny, my future, my bank account, you have that too. And so that's a book that I would recommend for all of you all. And Jim, do you all have any questions for me?
No, Shaquena, I just want to point out four things about your story that I love. And if people don't know these things, they need to know these things. So, number one, guys, Shaquena came in as a lead. She was literally like, she filled out the card for mortgage protection. Do you remember who called you?
Trey Benson, and he ends up in my upline. So yes, I came in as a lead. And again, the guy stayed forever. I just really wanted him gone. So I just said, hey, yeah, I will go ahead and sell insurance. Didn't know anything about it, didn't even know that I needed to get my license. And Trey called me back 2 weeks later and got licensed, and the rest was just history. But it didn't start off good. I can tell you that it didn't start off good for me.
No, I know you struggled up front and Johnny was skeptical, but then you started making money. You pay off the car and Johnny, what is his question? He goes to you, "Is this legal?"
Is it legal? He thought I was going to jail. He was like, "What are you doing?"
The other thing, super vulnerably, I've heard you share so many times is when you were in the struggle and your mindset was bad and you're putting everything on trial, you're skeptical about everything. You even got skeptical about your own name. You even started like overthinking, like, who wants to buy from Shaquena? And didn't you, for
Yeah.
at least a short season, like introduce yourself with a completely different name?
I created so many two-syllable names like Shaqueena. And I have to be completely honest, I've just started maybe I would say as of the last year, um, just appreciating my name because it means so many different things to me now. And prior to before, I always saw it as ghetto, like Shaquena, like my siblings have two syllables, right? We have a Monica, Otis, Pierre, Vicky, but then Shaquena. Why did my mom allow my sister to name me Shaquena? And so that was in my head when I started. I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't even confident in my name. So I started saying, hey, my name is Amy. My name is, I even use my sister name. Hey, this is Monica. This is Ashley. Just all kinds of names. And my name is who I am. And now I embrace it and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And I started to feel like people would not buy from a Shaquena. Now I know that people will buy for Shaquena. They're waiting for Shaquena to give them a call.
Let's go. And there's a fundamental truth in that I think so many of us have experienced. We're all going to have things in our lives we don't control, and we either let those things define us or we define those things. So many people get in their head like, "Oh, what is my friends and family going to think if they know that I'm in life insurance sales?" I don't know. Why don't you show up with posture and confidence and define life insurance sales for them? How come what exists already needs to define me instead of me walking confidently in this and defining it? And that's what you did. You didn't let a name that you had in your mind as this sounds ghetto define you as anything. You said, I'm going to define this name till this name means something.
Absolutely.
Let's
And now that
go.
make that name means everything. And
Yeah.
people is saying that name all over, right? And I'm not done yet. So that name is beautiful. I love it. Wouldn't change it for anything in the world, and it has meaning.
So good. The thing I think when I mean you have such an energy around you, like when you come in a room, I feel like all energy centers on you in that room. It's a really electric thing. It's really cool. So we were in Italy and I remember having a conversation with you and your confidence struck me so like I'd never heard a confidence. You said this. You said if I call someone and they answer the phone, they're gonna buy a policy from me. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, I never, even as when I was in the field, I never knew or had that confidence. Can you just unpack for people here how you got to the point of having the level of confidence that if you got someone on the phone using the same script as everybody else, how come you knew they were gonna buy from you when 90% of people here are still surprised when someone wants to buy?
Oh gosh. So it's a feeling. It starts with a feeling like I am worthy. So first, it's not about the client. It's more so about you. You have to know that people want what you have. If they did not want what you have, then they would not have requested the information. So they wanted it's just for you to make them understand exactly what it is that you have and the value of it. So I'm good at explaining the product, having them to really truly understand the value of it, and then I show up confident. I know that what I have is everything. It could be the meaning of your kids being out there on the street or being in a safe home, right? And so when I show up, I'm confident that you want what I have. I'm confident that you want what I have. So my team is it's the funniest thing. They think that I have some type of magic or something, and we all just laugh about it. They're like, no, Shaquina, what are you doing? What are you like? I hear what you're saying, but wait, it has to be deeper than this. When I jump on their call and close a sale for them, and they're like, how did you do that? I was like, it's just I knew that they wanted what I had. It wasn't about my tone. It wasn't about the script. It was just a simple conversation, really quick, get down to the point, let people know what you have, what it can do for them, how it can save their family, and they want it. but show up with confidence because how you show up is how people are going to buy. If you show up weak, they're not going to want what you have. You don't even know if it's good or not. But when you
Mm,
know that you have a product that everyone in the entire world needs, then yeah, everybody should be wanting what you have.
so
So
good.
yeah,
So good, guys. Can you leave some love for Shaqueena in the comments, please? She jumped on here. They shot me a text. Shaqueena and Johnny shot me a text yesterday after the call. I'm like, to be honest, I didn't even know y'all tuned into this call, but if y'all are on this call, I am not gonna let you not get a microphone and get up there and share. So I'm like, can you please give us some time? So thank her for her time, Shaqueena. We adore you and we're grateful for you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys.
All right, let me stop this recording.